Thanks to ArchiNet to host me this evening. And it is an honor and a pleasure to talk to all of you as an Italian architect living and working in KSA since 2015. Coming in this country represented for me a challenge. And I took it and turned that was the right thing to do, because this country gave me a lot in terms of profession and from human point of view. The topic of this evening is related to how an interior design working and living in Saudi Arabia can find in this market what he or her need to realize is her own project of interior design without necessarily go out of the market to find suitable products with reasonable price and good quality, and how is the process of production since from the first idea to realization of the product itself. I'm honored to speak also beneath BD Holding Company that I have the pleasure to work with since 2017. Give me the chance to put at the service of the company and the country as well my skill and experience. This is a very short description of which the company is. It's done by three sister company, let's say, B Design, Days, and B Office. The three of them working for under the same battle name. By the way, I think that BD Holding, B Design, it's very well known in Saudi Arabia. Speaking of my personal experience, I want to tell that I grew up in my mother and grandmother fashion atelier. And since I was a kid, what I learned from both of these wonderful women was the beauty and the quality of details that as architect I always followed in all my career. I will show some pictures of works that I did since my collaboration starting with BD Holding, and some picture regarding our production, the essence of our product, of which I am very proud because it's the result of a very hard work, and still we are working on the process to reach the best. Just only some pics that will give me the opportunity to explain our process, starting from conceive the items until the final product.
If you
can exactly stop me whenever you want.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this. Actually, being in Italy with maybe hundreds of thousands of factories of furniture around you, designing any type of furniture and being able to manufacture it anywhere, something completely different from anywhere in the world, actually. And besides that, we don't have actually the same capabilities of furniture manufacturers in Italy, and I believe you had a big challenge on finding the resources, the materials, the raw materials, even the manufacturers themselves, even the equipment and machineries, and beside the technical team and everyone doing it. How did you pass that, actually? And this is a very important question for us because plenty of interior designers, industrial designers, or furniture designers having this challenge, because once we are designing any type of furniture or piece of furniture, we're struggling to find someone to manufacture it because most of the factories and manufacturers in Saudi Arabia are contract. So they are not interested to manufacture one piece of furniture. They are looking for projects, a hotel, an office, etc. So how did you go with that?
Okay, so these pictures, I'm jumping in the slide because you asked me something important. This picture coming from our factory. Our factory is provided for very advanced machinery, and we are capable to do in our factory, let's say, most of the things that people ask us and most of the things that should be done to have a good product. It's not just only regarding the machinery, but also because we constantly work, for example, to realize a product in some idea by means of meeting or doing the prototypes that we continuously revised and changed in proportion to reach what is our, let's say, code. Regarding materials, actually, we have some materials that we easily find in the market. What we haven't in the market, we have good supplier with which we have a long history of relationship. So let's say that our best supplier. Regarding the quality of the people that work, for sure they have to grow up to reach such result. And as you know, the result is not just regarding your capability from your hand point of view, but what is your background, what you lived in your experience, and what you can put as experience in your work. So what I can say that for sure we can compete with the most important Italian brand, let's say, but we are good enough, we are prepared to face this, and we can reach good result in the future.
Okay, so you're back to the slide that you were in?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. Okay, in this picture, you will see some details regarding our new collection that is called Dream Collection. In this collection, we are trying to suggest new surface of materials, the same walnut, let's say, but new way to treat the surface using water. It's called the water vernice, and also using the glossy lacquered in some very important veneer as the ebony that you see in the pictures. Also in the proposal, the new idea, if you will see here on the left side of the slide, there is a bed. This bed is conceived coming from hotel. It's a new concept that we want to propose, and there is a new concept regarding the floating nightstand that it's perhaps is not good in the use because the drawer is a little bit smaller, but it's a new suggestion. And also we already prepared the prototype for, let's say, the regular nightstand to give to the people the opportunity to choose what they want.
I have some technical question.
Yeah.
To be able to design a lot of products and having some technical, like the TV unit here having a groove with embedded brass and having some darker walnut, and then the above is having different walnut.
Yeah.
Being able to have a good facility to manufacture it will be able to give you a chance to be able to design something properly done. So you get my point.
You are telling me if whenever we do...
Let me tell you another way. If you don't know that you have a good machinery and technical team to do the designs that you are doing, you will not be able to manufacture it.
Yes.
So in the same way, you will not be able to design it.
Yes.
So fitting your designs needs to have a good capability to manufacture something you are designing it. And having even understanding the aspects of designing the furniture to fit it with the interior design.
That means this is something that you learn with experience, because whenever we are fresh graduated, we doesn't know that a line has a thickness. So it's difficult sometimes do the drawing of an items and understand that after that you do something 2 meters, it will come more because every line have a thickness.
Yes.
In my experience, I learned to design things that I know that can be done. The people that I am handled with and with the expertise that I am handled with. Doesn't mean that I can't work to reach another step of my experience and to have, to give my skill also to the people that collaborate with me to reach a new result. And this is what we are working on in our factory, because from the technical point of view, we have the best machinery. We are working on the process, and we are working on detailing, we are working on the essence of the product itself. This is a challenge that my company took, and we are working a lot, very hard on this. It's not so easy, but we will try, and I think that at the end we will succeed.
Okay.
This sofa is another piece coming from the new collection, in which you can see some details that give a little bit classic concept. We thought regarding this when we think we speak regarding, you know, majlis that are the more common living area for Saudi people, that for us as European, it's a little bit different. So we tried to design something to give to Saudi people what they want in the, let's say, majlis, but with a touch of contemporary and modernity as well. We used also two different patterns of fabric. Actually, this fabric coming direct from Italy, a company that designed this for us, and also the details of the piping and the choice of the cushion that are very modern in the concept of the fabric, give a touch of the contemporary that we want to bring in the, let's say, classic style of majlis in Saudi Arabia.
Actually, the majlis is not only Saudi Arabia. Most of Arab countries are having majlis.
Saudi Arabia is the only country of the Middle East that I have was lucky to visit. Yes, exactly. Let's go to the other one. That is another piece of our collection that is conceived for more modern area. And also here, the most important thing is the details. Details is the elements that give the difference between different type of furniture. Yes, no. I'm talking regarding the item itself. And in this case, you can see that also here, this fabric that you see in the corner, it's a fabric that we imported exclusively from Italy for us. And we joke a lot using the same color, but different pattern. Because when you use a different pattern, the light that reflects on the fabric give a sense of softness and a sense of warmth that is different. And this give the reality, the elegance of the details. Also, one important thing, it's not just related to the fabric itself, but the way in which we join the fabric together. For example, the stitching. The stitching is very important because you have to use the right
files.
The right thickness of the yards and the right quality. Otherwise, you will not have the result that need mostly in some items. I would like to have.
It will tear off actually if.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This the other picture I already show you is related to the what we have in our factory as a machinery that is really very very high level. I was really surprised the first time that I visited the factory because nothing miss compared to another factory that we can find in Italy. Perhaps we have to work on the process, but at least we have a start.
Yeah, well, actually, hopefully we will be able to have a full tour.
Will be my pleasure to guide you in a tour in our factory.
Hopefully, once the curfew and the COVID is done, is finished inshallah soon. So we can have the visit, because what our goal is actually to have to connect the designers and creatives with the manufacturer in the region and the cities, and being able to find someone who's able to manufacture our design is something very important, so we can design something really nice and customized furniture.
Yeah,
if I seen, sorry, I'm jumping to page 9. If you can, yes.
Yes.
Please.
No, ask me something, and I will be happy.
Yes. For instance, the credenza or the sideboard in the lift top. It's having these solid legs tilting and having a structure for it, understanding how this is lifted up.
Yes, for sure. Under the cabinet will be a metal structure that connects together the legs to give the strength that need to hold the cabinet itself. We usually start from a concept, and we study all the details, and we produce the technical drawing, but mostly we do prototype. Without the prototype, the result cannot be what we want. Sometimes we do a very beautiful rendering regarding rooms, regarding object, but in the render you cannot see how it will be really the proportion. The render you can play, you know very well this. Whenever you have to do a product from the beginning, you have to start from some. I will show you. I don't know if you can see the right side sketches. Yes, this is how we start our production. Starting from some idea coming from a lot of research that we do in the market. After that, we do our drawing according with some, let's say, standard. And the most important thing, we produce the prototype, because the prototype is the starting. You see on the left pictures, we have 2 chairs. The first is the first prototype. After that, this is the second prototype, and we put some notes up, and we did some sketch also on the photo itself to send to the technical department in order to correct and do again the prototype. After that, we put the fabric and the sponge as should be at the end, even if we use some fabric that is not the same, but should be, let's say, the same thickness, the same heavy, in order to give us the final result as should be at the end. And this result, it's more the collaboration with the craftsman and the designer. Better is the result. It's a continuous. Sometimes it's a fight. You know, I really fight with the people to reach what I want. Sometimes seems that a small 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters give the difference.
Different impression, yes.
Yeah.
To back to this point. Let's go back a little bit with we started your experience. You're not an interior designer, you're an architect who's been actually working in designing furniture. So this is a different aspect of understanding the materials, finishes, fabrics, wood, and how they are combined together, how they are working together. Do you advise the designers to go deep and learning more about materials, manufacturing the materials and the components? For instance, knowing that the available for something very basic, which is learning the MDF panels are 122 by 244, gives you an idea that you cannot have a cabinet with a 1 leaf door 3 meters, for instance, but there is some materials that goes that, but let's say unless you have joints and so on. So you get my point, right?
Yeah, sure. This coming from the experience at if you are lucky to meet in your journey, in your path towards your profession, people that are able to learn you. You know, fresh graduated people, I can speak about me. I was not able to understand nothing regarding, for example, speaking about furniture. How much was the length of MDF and the thickness? Yes, okay, we learned at university, but university is something different of the practical, you know. So I was able in my career to meet a lot of the craftsmen that helped me to learn, let's say, the principle of our work. It's something that interior design is a journey that has not a beginning and has not an end. And speaking about the rule that have the architect and how the idea coming in your mind in order to do a good design of a product, of a collection, it's something that coming if you go to visit a museum, an exhibition, a fashion show, you listen a song, you are watching a film, every of these impulse coming from the environment give you the intuition that will give you the opportunity to start the new collection, let's say in this case. And even if this process is not planned on the actual trend, it's influenced for source of inspiration. I mean, the idea is not just only something that coming from the fact that you are using a magazine or you are seeing a website. This is one thing, but the environment that is around you is the most important thing, in my opinion.
Okay. We jumped on page 7 and
8. We are not following the rules, but by the way, doesn't mind. It's a conversation. We can do whatever we want. These pictures is showing something that it's very important for me. It's regarding the fabric. It's very important, the choice of the fabric related to the concept of the, let's say, the sofa, the armchair, whatever you want to do, because they give to your product the sense of the identity. The right choice of the fabric in terms of quality and in terms of
materials.
Yes, of materials. It's the very important thing. It's as in the fashion. It's exactly. You can wear a very beautiful dress, but if you don't match with a very beautiful pair of shoes or a very beautiful bags, at the end the result will not be the best one.
Maybe this is from female side.
No. It's fashion. It's really strictly related to the interior design. It's really influenced. It's not usually when you go to visit Milan Fair happen after the Fashion Week, and you really can feel, if you already went there one time, how how's the fashion is strictly related to interior design, at least in my country. Okay, we lose the fil rouge of our speech.
If you go to 8, so we come back to your So we jump on page 8 actually.
Yeah. Doesn't mind. We can continue in this.
Okay.
I spoke regarding the creative journey that should be our interior design project, and I want to show here in the next page some of the realization that we did in Riyadh regarding private villa, regarding showroom, and regarding contract. This, for example, is a complete furnishing that we did for a villa for a client, and it's completely custom made and tailored from in the space according with the needs of the client. We are very proud about this because really the result was very good in terms of finishing, because we work a lot on this, on the technical drawing. We did a lot of the visit of factory in order to follow the process and to give to our client the best result. Also in terms of materials, you will see that we use different materials. We like a lot to combine wood veneer with the lacquered surface and put some shining metal that could be gold or let's say chrome, but mostly we prefer to use the gold because it is more warmth and people like more, by the way.
It's very impressive that we have these capabilities actually.
Yes.
It's very nice for as designers. We find some place to manufacture some different designs. And
was a surprise also for me to find here in KSA such capability and the willing to research. We always research best supplier, good material, good let's say basis to do our real final product.
I'm sure
we are trying
you have more capabilities. Yeah, I'm sure there are capabilities in the market, but we as designers and creators, we don't know where are they. Are struggling to find them actually.
We will be very happy to help all of you in whatever you want, and really we want to do this. Our one of our scope is to help the interior design and the people that live in Saudi Arabia to use production done in Saudi Arabia. Also, we are really looking for supplier, most coming from our country. I mean, KSA, because what happened with this coronavirus show us how is really a weakness. Don't have inside our own market what we need. And this is one of the reasons. I think that is also one of the 2030 vision, to find all what they need inside their own market.
Yeah, to secure everything in locally.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is actually very important after this pandemic for many countries to depend on themselves.
This pandemic gives us the opportunity to do some reflection regarding production, the production inside their own country, and also, let's say, to think about a new way to live inside the house. We was working at home most of the time, and our furniture should be adapted to this type of work. I brought my armchairs from my work and my computers, and I put in my kitchen table because we are not using. No. I let's say that I have also another room in which I can put the office, but no one was thinking that something that this could happen. So it's an idea that we have to find also inside the house a place, and mostly design the furniture created for people that has the opportunity to work from home or is obliged to work from home. This is something that we can speak about in another conversation, perhaps. let's do this slide.
Okay.
This is related to a retail showroom that I did, was one of my first project that I did in Riyadh since I started my collaboration with my company. It's a very luxury showroom about jewelry. And one more thing, one thing very important is that whenever we speak about a showroom for, let's say, jewelry, we have to exalt the beauty of the product that is selling in the showroom with the choice of the material. So very elegant one, very exclusive one, very expensive one, marble, brass, a lot of glass, and a lot of details that give to the product. Well, yes, I mean, it's the relationship between what you sell and the place in which you are selling. It's very important. And this is one of my last job that I did. This is the CEO office of BD Holding. That is in the third floor of the building that hosts all the showroom as well. And this is the result of a collaboration with my customer, that in this case was my boss, that gave me right direction, what he wanted. And the good result was because he gave me a good guide, and I translate his idea in reality. And I think that was really a good result. We used a lot of new materials. We combined the wood that is warmed with the black metal, and we introduced some pattern on the walls. You will not see here because it's not clear, but this is a wall finishing that seems as granite. Something that is done here in Riyadh. It's need just only to search. This is another problem that I'm facing here, because in my country it's more simple, but here, first for the language, because I don't speak Arabic, and second for the difficulty of the market. But with time, I was able to have some supplier coming from different field for flooring, for wall, for finishing wall. And, now it's more easy. I have a lot of sample in my office. And whenever a client asks, I am able to show the material and people that are able to do. Because it's not...
Yeah, I wanted to highlight the importance of that, as actually most of the interior design work itself is more to set design and resourcing or outsourcing the materials, knowing who's selling what and where. It's very important actually to be able to design a project, or being able to do it, if this is a project is doable or not. Because as you said, if you don't know where is this material is sold, you will not be able to specify it or use it in your project. Otherwise, the project will be just a perspective or just a design, and it's not doable.
Yes, you're right. And for this reason, in our company, in our showroom, in my office, mostly that is the interior design department, we are trying to build, let's say,
library.
Be interior design studio. It's a creative laboratory in which work people with the different skill in the field of architecture, product design, engineering, interior design, graphic design, marketing, communication. All these skills are linked together to create the opportunity to work to reach the best of the interior design project. We already have a very big library of wood, and we have an important library of marble that we find in our market without have, the problem you will see. Yeah, no. It's important, but at least it's something that you can find easily. It's not something that you find in a website and after that, I want this. Okay, you want this, but it's not available in the market. It means that we are looking for how, and it's not easy, you know. And now we have a lot of rules from government that it's very hard for us to certify the goods that coming from outside, inside Saudi Arabia. So we are trying to build a library in which we can easily give to the client different choice and alternative without have problem in find the material itself, and mostly with a reasonable price, because also this is very important.
Yes.
So for us, this is one of the goal that we want to reach.
Which is building library, material library.
Yeah, exactly. We are working very hard on this, and we reached let's say a good point. I would like really to show to all of you, if you will pleasure me to come to visit us in the showroom and in my office, how we usually work using the library, using our fabric collection, using also, as I told before, the expertise that we have in all this field of the, let's say, project of the interior design. The last thing that I want to show you is one pics that I catch from the showroom that we opened in the first month of 2019. This picture for me are very important. It's not the picture of the showroom that you can come to visit, but give me the opportunity to explain you how is changing the way in which you show your product. It's not, you know, it's not a place in which just you put items. Showroom now are places in which the people want to share experience, and which want to share a coffee. Meantime, they are choosing fabric. Meantime, are test the materials, and became a place in which the people are invited to share an experience. So in this case, the interior design project became not just only a mere layout, but really we want that the people go inside an experience and understand how can be at the end of the process the home in which they desire to live. So we are trying to create, as I told before, for us very important, this interior design studio to connect the phase of the process that bring to the end of the interior design project, and we want to work together. I usually use a metaphor that coming from music. I think that we can describe the creative soul of the company as an orchestra in which each person play their own instrument, but all together read the same music to compose a symphony.
And this is actually very important in design projects. And I wanted to ask you about, what do you think the best practice to be able to learn and be able to design a project, let's say furniture project, because we're talking specifically about project, since you receive the inquiry from a client up to, let's say, closing the project?
Okay, I can explain you how is our process, how
as
we
a bullet point,
start.
because this is very wide.
Exactly. We have two types of client. We have client for retails. The client come, so what they want to see in our showroom, choose what they want, buy, and the process is finished. But most of our client come for us to have an idea how they want to furnishing their house. So coming with the layout that they have, sometimes is a layout that already done from an interior design and just only done, and after that they go alone to buy. Sometimes coming directly with the interior design, and sometimes coming just only the interior design. But by the way, the approach is the same. They give us the layout. We do the layout with the furnishing according with the idea that they have. Sometimes we do 2 or 3 proposals because we want to propose also our idea to see if the client agree and is more suitable for them.
Yes, that's your experience.
If the client accepts the layout, we pass to the second step, that is to choose the correct furniture. Sometimes this process is together. The layout coming with the furniture already chosen. Sometimes not. Sometimes the client asks us to choose furniture for them. Whenever the client accepts the layout, we pass to the second step, that is choosing the fabric and the materials. If we are talking regarding wood items. And whenever we to do this, we meet 2 or 3 times. It's up to the complexity of the project. And in this case, we meet in our office, in which we combine together wood, metal, and fabric, and we built a board. As I show you before, this slide is coming from some board already done for client, in which we choose color according with the idea of the client. It's not our choice. And
let me interrupt you on this especially, because a lot of designers start doing the mood board at the beginning of the project once they sign the contract, before having any details about the project, then doing the project. But in this that you are doing now, is you are actually doing receiving all the requirements of the client, doing the layout, trying to indicate briefly the theme, then you build the mood board based on all the previous work.
Sure. The mood board, let's say that is most at the end of the process. Because the first thing that we want to know is the real needs of the client. You know, our job sometimes is very close to the psychologist work. You have to go inside the mind of the client. And sometimes you have to convince the client to change his mind regarding this some situation, because sometimes the client want to match together things that are totally different. And even if it's possible to combine style, it's regarding which type of style and the way in which you do this. And mostly the dimension of the house, sometimes people want to put very big sofa in very, let's say, small room. So this is very hard for us to convince the client, because we know regarding our experience that after that the client will say, this I don't like. So
it's very bulky.
First we try to convince the client, and you know, we are good enough because of our experience to convince the client to at least, let's say, 80% to choose our idea. And really, our clients are very trustworthy of us. So, by the way, whenever we do the mood board, this mood board is approved from the client, and we start a process.
Yes.
It's the technical process.
Yes.
In this moment, we produce the design drawing that is something similar to the one that I show you before. Let's say this one, in which we put details to send to the technical department that produce for us the technical drawing. So we have two elements regarding the project of the items. So one is coming from the interior design in our office that we call the design drawing. That it's not the technical. The technical contains some details, some description, some really very strictly details that we are not able to do because we have not the skill to do this. Our technical department, whenever produce this design, is approved by us, and then we will send it to the production. And at that moment, start the collaboration between us as, let's say, the one that did the project of the interior design and the production as well. I go twice a week at the factory to check by myself all the process from the collection and also for client. Sometimes there are products that are very, very hard to do, and sometimes need that we change our idea meantime we are doing, because we really do very, very difficult
Let me just interrupt you in this. Once you finish the mood board, you go to the technical drawing, and then you go to the manufacturing to start producing mock-ups. You do the mock-ups,
the mock-ups. No. It's regarding to the type of a project. The house usually, whenever we do the technical drawing, the design drawing, the technical drawing, we are almost sure that the result will be what we want. Yeah. Even if, by the way, meantime they are doing the production, we go to the factory to check if the result is similar to what we want to reach as a result. In this case, we are able to correct something that we was not able to see in the technical drawing. It's normal, this happens. We do mock-up and we do prototype for collection. For the client, because we try to use what we have already in our collection, because we are sure that what we did in our collection is correct in terms of proportion, of fabric, of everything. If the client wants something totally new, we will do, because we are capable to do. And in this case, we follow the production very close.
So this is the last stage, production, right?
Which one?
After that, it is the last phase of the project, which is production of the furniture.
It's the production.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's say what is usually the time frame from starting the design until finishing the design before the production? Usually, average of time frame that you are having.
It's regarding the dimension of the project. It's could be 3 days, could be 1 week, could be 15 days. It's up to the importance of, we have project of very huge, really.
Yeah, but an average, let's say a house.
House 1 week, I think that it's enough. And after that, start the technical process that will take 3-4 days. And after that, production. So let's say that all the project from the beginning until the end could last 3 months. We are talking about totally custom made. If we talk regarding the retail, I mean something that we already have in our structure, need just only to be covered by fabric and with a size that is already decided by us. In that case, no, we need less time because we already have part of the job already done.
We started having questions. Actually, part of the question that I answered is from the attendees' questions. So I think we finished the presentation, right? So we can start having questions.
And also, I would like to have answer. For me, is very important to give answer to the people. It's not just regarding the general speech.
Yes, the time frame we answered, and the phases we answered. And there is a question that with the new era of 3D printing of products, prototypes, and do you think the 3D printer technology can replace doing mock-ups of real furniture? I personally know the answer, but as you are in head of factory and design of furniture.
I am an old architect, so
okay,
I start to use pencil. Computer arrived in 1998 for me, so
okay.
I can't say no. Okay,
Yeah.
look, it's regarding the items. It's not something that it's for all. Perhaps it could be something that can the 3D printer can be used, but to do what? The main structure. When we are talking regarding details and we are talking regarding bespoke and custom made, the importance of the details can't be done from a machine.
Yeah. And the relation of the materials, basically wood and metal, brass, grooves, it won't be able to do it actually in a small mock-up of 3D printer in plastic. So I think mock-ups will remain somehow for some period.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. At least for now, and how I can, how I'm following my job and how we are advanced for sure. We are not the maximum, but we have a good technology, and I'm working on an idea about modeling, mostly for the sofa and for the armchairs. But it's a software that is connected with the machine that cut the fabric and the sponge. It's not a machine that directly do the items. Could be for the items that are done with plastic. In this case, yes, why not? Because, you know, it's just only one materials you can put inside the machine, and with this 3D printer can be done. But if we talk regarding all these details, grooving, metal with wood and joint, I think no.
Okay. There is a technical question because we mentioned that we have a design aspects about furniture. So for sure, before moving, this is a very basic question, but I need to answer it. Before moving to any phase during the design project, you have to sign off everything with the client. But sometimes when doing a piece of furniture, even the client, he signed it, but he visually can't see actually the result as an architect or designer. So he might not like the furniture. So this is where the conflict starts. You cannot just tell a client, no, you signed it off. It's take it or leave it. So because at the end he doesn't visualize as designers visualize.
Okay, so our job, my job as an architect is to tell to the client, whenever the client insists, we usually have a proportion, okay? If we are doing a coffee table for a sofa, which height of the seat is 45 centimeter, we can't do the height of the coffee table 50, because in this case, we have something whenever we are sitting higher, and usually the coffee table should be lower. So yes. Whenever things as this happen, I personally try to speak with the client, explain which is the reason for which I'm insisting to do this. If the client continues to insist, I put notes by my hand, and the client signs it down that this is, and I put in my.
So you justify it for the client. You justify the reason for client if he still continue.
We try until we can, as much as we can, and 90% we reach our result. But by the way, the most important thing is to show to the client your production. Whenever the client, so for. This is word for all the people in all the part of the world, but here more than the other part. I found this.
A question about maybe more to corporate. What is your, if we're saying your new collections, you usually design new collection and present it during the year, right?
Yeah.
So how many sets or collections usually you plan for a year?
Usually
roughly?
We plan 2 collections per year. In each collection is contained at least 1 bedroom, 1 living, 1 dining. This is the main. But for example, starting from this year, we start to work on 2 different types of collection to face the new requests coming from young generation that want something trendy, good quality, and let's say a reasonable price. So we are producing a very high level collection, and we are starting to produce ready collection that is done with the same quality, with the same proportion, with good fabric, but with a nice on the price that it can give to our client the opportunity to buy B-design quality with the
I have 3 questions about your initiative about visiting the showroom, the factory and showroom, and having tour.
Yeah.
But I have questions that people are initiating also to have training for the young generation, as you said, fresh graduates, to learn about technicalities of the production, in terms to help them be able to design more and better designs that is doable.
We are open to each challenge.
I know you're not administration, but this is something you could discuss it with your management, so I will not embarrass you now.
For sure. No, it's not embarrassing. By the way, I did this 1 semester at the university, alla Yamama University, as teachers. Was my personal experience, and I found that what I think that the fresh graduate people need, it's to work on the field, because as in all the part of the world, what they teach at the university, it's a little bit theoretical. So need to be full immersion on the reality.
Yes.
To put the hand on the dirty.
Yeah, exactly. The question about there is a question about sustainable materials and materials of, having friendly environment friend materials.
We are working on this. These things are new enough, and for the company to find the right way to work on the sustainability means research of supplier of way, right way to reach this result. I think that in the future it will be as mandatory to use some type of materials, as is happening in other parts of the world.
Okay, I'm trying to pick the question because we had around 40 questions, but I'm trying to pick the most related to furniture. Sorry, I'm trying to. You are receiving the questions, I think, also on a private.
No, I can't see.
Okay, it's fine. I'm looking here. Okay, there is a question about. We shifted this actually. Okay, from your experience and the amount of inquiries that you're having in your showroom and factory, what is the most trendy style is requested to design or to manufacture furniture? Is it more to modern or to classic? So this gives indication about the client direction actually.
Since I arrived in the company, I try to bring something a little bit more modern, let's say. What people like is the cold style contemporary. That for me is a meaning that is different from the meaning that the people really want. It's something between the classic and the modern. We are trying to leave some part of the production more towards classic, and to suggest something more modern. What we usually do is put some modern details in some, let's say, more classic shape. For example, in the sofa, the blue sofa that I showed before, the intention was exactly this one. And it's up to the age of the people that come. I mean, the young generation like more modern than classic. Not for all, but mostly is they like the modern one. But we
I'm with you.
We want to show in our showroom the different opportunity, so people can choose whatever they want.
There are a couple of questions that more to business and corporate about the services that you do as a BD holding and scope of work. And actually, I think I can put them in contact with you directly.
Absolutely, yes.
Because you can answer them.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that they might have some more concern about how to handle it. And there is one question about, two questions actually, about freelance designers and let's say the new beginners in business. Usually the designers doesn't have big projects, the freelancers or the new beginners. So is it able to manufacture or receive inquiries for small projects?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
we handle also one single room. It's not a problem at all.
Okay. Okay, there is 3 questions about the challenges that you faced in your journey, in your career about furniture design and as an architect. So even in Italy or in Saudi Arabia, but that will give both indication.
Actually, the only problem that I faced in my country was to find the right client. I mean, sometimes as a freelance, the very difficult thing is find a client that follow the process from the beginning until the end. By the way, the thing that I feel directly on myself was the lack of information regarding the real process of the interior design, of the project of architecture, whatever, that the university was not able to give me. But fortunately, I was living in a part of my country in which there was a lot of craftsmen that learned me a lot. So my suggestion is to try to go directly inside the place in which the things are done, if we speak regarding furniture, or try to work with the people that stay in the place in which the work should be done, to learn by their experience.
Okay, there are 3 questions about pricing, marketing the products, price ranges, and to be able to.
It's not my my proper field. This one, because I am a little bit aware regarding this. I'm not aware regarding this. Okay. I'm not involved in the pricing of the product.
Okay, because selecting a material could affect a pricing.
For sure.
Yes.
I can say one thing. If you know the materials, and you know that there are materials that are rare and materials that are more common, for sure, whenever you come and you choose, let's say, a cabinet, let's say a dresser, a nightstand, whatever, if you use ebony, for sure you will spend more than you use oak stained. Perhaps the result will be not totally the same, but you will have wood as well, and the price for sure will be less.
Okay.
So choosing the right material give you different cost.
Yes, and this actually also back to back with the designer. If you had a client who's actually an interior designer who wants to manufacture furniture, And okay, there are a couple of questions that from a lot of designers actually. They want to know more about the products and how to design and how to do something in your factory. And I will share your email if you don't mind after the talk by email with the survey, so
share
they can
my email and they can contact me, and I will invite them to visit me at office, and we will speak regarding whatever they want, and I will be very happy to answer.
Okay. Last question. I'm trying to find another question because we passed by all of them. Some questions are not related directly to the topic. Okay, what is the most appropriate way to show off the design before the actual manufacturing, beside 3D and materials?
Okay.
Is it always convenient to show it as a material mood board and 3Ds?
For us, mood board and 2D design is the must. 3D, for me, perhaps because I was when I was young, there was nothing regarding software. So we usually do sketch. We represent with 2D design. 3D is something that help in some situation, but 3D almost is not a real vision of the reality. So whenever I show to my client in 3D, and after that I realize what is in the 3D, sometimes the result is not the same. So we do 3D for people that ask for, but usually we are able to convince our client without using any 3D, but with just only layout and elevation, and often we use Photoshop to give color to some items already in the picture. For example, our collection that we do with some color with some fabric, we are able to correct with Photoshop to put other color and other fabric to give to the client mostly the same idea how it will come at the end of the process.
Okay, there is last question which is repeated, so we can close with this. In your office, for sure you have a type of a book or reference of box that you refer to for any standard sizes, measurements in design or materials or technicalities. Can you name some of these books so we can share it for everyone by email?
Actually, I have no books.
No books? Okay.
No, because we use the proportion, we have already our production. It's done from a lot of years ago. We start with our production, and after that we adjust the proportion with the prototype. But I can give some indication regarding some books that they can use.
Yes.
But the most important thing, as I told before, is to follow the process and to adjust the prototype that coming from your first design according what you see with your eyes. It's a matter of experience. The standard, it's related to style and it's related to the items itself. Sometimes a sofa is high in the back and sometimes is low in the back. Doesn't mean that these are standard. So I am a little bit fighting with the standard.
Okay.
Usually I trust my eyes.
Okay. Last question about marketing or marketing your designs, marketing your furniture, or even all the work that you are doing. What is, do you think, the best practice or the best the methodology that you are using to do marketing? Not as a company, I'm talking about as a person for your designs.
Marketing for my design. It's My design inside the company, you mean?
Yes.
The collection, I think that is the signature of my design, because the collection means that I did a research. You know, nothing is invented. Sometimes I bring pieces from different parts and I put together. Sometimes I try inspiration from one thing already done and I put different legs, or I use different thickness, or I use different materials. I adjust according with the taste of our client, because I found that, for example, our client doesn't like to match armchairs without handles. So in the moment in which I think and I have to do a design for armchair to be show in the showroom, I try to use something that I know that client could like more.
Okay, so it's more to, I believe the trends that you are finding in the market is more to contemporary and modern, more than classic and luxury.
Yeah, it's not just only because I choose this, because in the last 3 years, people change a lot the idea. When I arrived in my company, most 50% we sold classic. In, let's say, in the normal project, we have project of for palace, let's say royal palace, in which still we use the, let's say, classic. But the client changed taste. And how? Because we start also to do proposal. If you push the market in some direction, no push, you show in the market some new idea, the client accept, because the people are now, it's different, as open mind, people travel, people see different things, so it's ready to change also the taste.
Yeah. Fiorenza, I think we taken a long time in doing some questions and answers.
I was so happy to have this conversation, and I will expect most or all of the people that was attending the meeting to come and visit our showroom and my office, that is the core of the, let's say, the interior design studio. I will be really very happy to show them our process and to have them also in the future, let's say, as a client themselves or the client of the interior design.
Thank you for giving us the chance to have you with us today.
Thank you
thank you everyone for being with us. We will send a survey for the talk.
For sure.
But I will share your email, and if you can just share with us any reference you prefer to have for the fresh graduates and designers, and hopefully to see you soon in another talk.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Ramadan Kareem to everybody.
Thank you. Take care. Grazie.